Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. Today's video is all about being creative. So each month I host a collaboration challenge, and the hashtag this month is going to be Creative Flowers. Yes, we are in May, and last month we did showers. April showers bring May flowers. So as I was trying to think of what project I wanted to work on this month, I realized Mother's Day is coming up. So I am making a little gift for my mom, and I'm going to use this little pendant that reminds me of a little flower. It has a faux turquoise in there that's not real. Real turquoise is very, very expensive. But I really liked these little pendants I got from BB Craft. And then I also got these beads from BB Craft, and I'm going to use those. Aren't they pretty? Along with these that I also got from BB Craft. And then I wanted to put a little bit of bling in there. So I dug around in my crystal stash and I came up with these. And I'm not really for sure where they came from. I have lots and lots of crystals, but I really, really like this color palette here. And then we're going to use some chain and a clasp to finish the necklace off. So I've already wire wrapped a bail, and that's going to go in the middle. And I think I want to put these glass beads on either side. Try to get them to look kind of alike. And then I'm going to put, some crystals, and then these little silver tone Tibetan beads, and more crystals. And that is going to be my pattern. And as I'm laying these out, I kind of want to make sure that my glass beads kind of look alike. They're not going to be exact, but I can kind of get them to be close. So let me lay this out and start stringing. Didn't this turn out beautiful? Now I got to figure out what kind of chain I want to put on there. Of course, we're not mixing our metals this time, so it will be silver tone, but I have different styles of chain. So let me go dig around and see what I can come up with. So I've decided to use this Rolo chain. It's very shiny, but I think it works well with this piece because the silver I'm using is pretty shiny. And the size is a good size. You don't want it to be too big, but you don't want it to be too dainty either. This isn't really a real dainty piece, but it's not a big chunky piece either. So I'm using a medium chain on this. Now I need to get my clasp and how I'm going to attach the chain to the necklace. So I'm going to use these, what used to be called clamshell clasps or clamshell covers, or they're a type of a crimp bead covers. I don't use a crimp bead. To me, I just tie a couple of knots in there and they work really well. Sadly, the only place I can find these are at Michael's. No one else seems to sell them. I have a really hard time finding them. So if you know of a place where I can find these, let me know. So I'm just going to put that on there like so. And then I'm going to tie 2 knots on top of each other. Make sure they're tight there. And then I just feed it inside the opening and close her up. And then I take my wire cutters and clip the end. And then I feel around, because sometimes, like right now, there's a little bit sticking out there. So I just kind of, well, I can't find it now. But if it's sticking out, just kind of feed it back in there. And sometimes you may need to gently just close that. But I think it's in there. At the end, I always recheck. Now for the other end. So I need to leave a little bit of a tail so I can tie 2 knots and feed them in to this little clam here. And I like to use a pin. So I just do 1 overhand knot, feed it through there. To me, this is so much easier than crimp. I'm not good at crimping, and I just don't like the way it looks. And a lot of times you have to use glue. This, you do not have to use glue. And I know crimp beads aren't that expensive, but you can save a little bit of money by not having to purchase them. Okay, I've got my 2 knots fed in there, and make sure that you don't get it too tight where it's really stiff. But you don't want it loose where you can see the wire. So we got that done pretty well. And you just close it up and trim it off. And then we have got to measure our chain out. So what I did is I just hung one of the Rollo links onto the little hook of the crimp bead there. And I measured out the amount of chain that I needed, taking into consideration the clasp. I didn't go with the toggle clasp. I really couldn't find one that I like that looks good with this. So we just went with the lobster. And once I hooked it and measured it, hooked it on the other side, I just clipped the chain. Actually, this chain, I can just open it up with a couple of pliers. So that's what I did. And I put a clasp on here with a jump ring. Put a jump ring over here. And we have our necklace. Let me put it on and show you what it looks like. I really, really like this. And this is what it looks like on. Not the best with this particular t-shirt. It's not too bad, but it would really look nice on a shirt where you kind of have a rounded neck. I love the way it falls. I know my mom is going to absolutely love this. She wears a lot of blues, particularly the turquoise. Anyway, this is my contribution for this month's Be Creative Challenge. To see everybody else that's involved, use the hashtag BeCreativeFlowers. And next month, we are going to be, I believe it's travel. Yes, I looked it up. So next month, June, it's all about travel. So you'll be using the hashtag BeCreativeTravel. But in the meantime, use BeCreativeFlowers to check out all the other participants in this open collaboration. Y'all have a fantastically wonderful day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.